So, in this video, I stated my top 3 animes, and at the end of that video, I said my runner-up animes were Quintessential Quintuplets and Full Metal Alchemist. Now, some people might be asking, what? Those are two weird choices as runner-up animes. I can understand Full Metal Alchemist, but Quintessential Quintuplets? Don't worry, in this video, I'm going to explain why they're my runner-up animes and why I like them so much. So without wasting any of your time, let's get into it. Now, with Quintessential Quintuplets, I'll give you a brief plot synopsis. It's basically this poor high school student that's in debt. He accepts a job to tutor 5 sisters, which are quintuplets, and he has to basically help them graduate. Now, when I first saw this anime, I was like, okay, this could be really interesting, so I gave it a watch. And I ended up really liking it. I actually love it. Like, I haven't really seen a plot like that in a romance anime. In my eyes, with other romance animes, you usually know who the main character is going to end up with. That's just how I see it. But with Quintessential Quintuplets, at first I thought he was going to end up with Miku, but then as I watched the series, I didn't know who he was going to end up with. Yes, he ended up choosing Yotsuba. I would have preferred he chose either Nino or Miku. Side note, Nino's my favorite quintuplet. I don't know about y'all, but she's my favorite. So yeah, it just had a very interesting plot. You saw how Futo interacted with each of the 5 sisters, and in my opinion, I think Nino had the most character development, but hey. You saw how he reacted to his experiences with each of the quintuplets. You saw how he got to form a relationship with them, and then they all 5 of the quintuplets ended up falling in love with Futo. It's just, I love the anime. It's just, that's a very interesting plot. Sure, it's basic, but I didn't know who he was going to end up with in the end. Sure, it was Yotsuba, but I didn't know who he was going to end up in the end, and I need more of that in romance animes, in my opinion. I don't want to know who the main character is going to end up with from episode 1. I need to, like, watch the entire series not knowing that until the end of the series. So, yeah, that's why I like Quintessential Quintuplets. I didn't know who he was going to end up with, and it's just an amazing cast of characters. The quintuplets are good, Futo was good, all the characters were good. Now, Full Metal Alchemist. I actually recently finished rewatching Full Metal Alchemist, and I actually remembered why I liked the anime so much. I actually watched the original, like, way back when, and I was gonna watch the Brotherhood one, but, like, I watched it on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure Netflix ended up taking the anime off of its app, so I never got to actually watch it until today, or until recently. I was able to rewatch it. And while I was rewatching it, I loved it. I wanted to see more and more and more and more. Each episode, I wanted to see more and more. What happened next? What was going to happen now? And then when I finished the series, I still wanted more, so I ended up watching one of the movies, which was really good. And it just it just made me remember why I like this anime so much, and I had to give it top 5. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, quick synopsis. Basically, these 2 brothers, the Elric brothers, they basically become alchemists to try to get their bodies back because they used human transmutation to try to bring their mother back, but it failed, and that's why they ended up losing their bodies. That's basically a brief synopsis of it. And I did remember that plot when rewatching it, but I didn't finish Brotherhood. But when I rewatched Brotherhood and finished it, I just ended up loving the show even more, and I wish there was more of it. But hey. That's all we had of it. I wish there was a little bit more of it, but hey, what can you do? So yeah, those are basically my reasons why I have Quintessential Quintuplets and Full Metal Alchemist as my runner-up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and if you have any recommendations for anime, also leave it in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.